Good morning to everybody in the US. Good evening to everybody in India. Welcome to the Pravachana Malika talk number 49. So today we are celebrating Gita Jayanti, and we are very excited to invite Dr. Neeraj Arora, who is a neurologist at University of Missouri Healthcare. He's also an excellent Gita teacher in Columbia, Missouri, and I'm really glad he's here, and he's going to talk about the meaning and concept of God in Bhagavad-Gita. And so today's program will have the Veda Kusumanjali, followed by Gita recitation and Sangeeta Anjali, and then my father, Dr. Prabhakar, will introduce the speaker, and then we'll have concluding remarks and vote of thanks. So with that, I'll pass it over to the Vedic prayer recitation. So I will do the recitation right now. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Bhadram Karnebhih Shrunuyama Devaah Bhadram Pashyemakshabhiryajatraah Sthirairangaistुष्टुवागुंसस्तनूभिः Vyasema Devahitam Yadayuhu Swasti na Indro Vruddhashravah Swasti nः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्ठनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ शन्नो मित्रः शं वरुणः शन्नो भवत्वर्यमा शन्न इन्द्रो वरुणो बृहस्पतिः शन्नो विष्णुरुक्रमः नमो ब्रह्मणे नमस्ते वायो त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्मासि त्वमेव प्रत्यक्षं ब्रह्म वदिष्यामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवत् तद्वक्तारमवत् अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारम् ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ. So I now request Sri Karthik to do the Gita recitation.
Namaskaram. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Krishtam Vande Jagadgurum. Srimad Bhagavadgita Ashtamodhyayaha. Arjuna Uvacha Kim Tad Brahma Kim Adhyatmam Kim Karma Purushottama Adhibhutam Cha Kim Proktam Adhidevam Kim Uchyate Adhyajnah Katam Kotra Dehesmin Madhusudana Prayana Kale Cha Katham Nyeyosi Niyatatmabhihi Shri Bhagavanuvacha Aksharam Brahma Paramam Swabhavodhyatmamuchyate Bhuta Bhavodbhavakaro Visarghah Karma Samyitaha Adhibhutam Ksharo Bhavah Purushascha-adhidaivatam Adhiyajñohamevatra Dehe Dehabhrutam Vara Antakale cha mameva Smaran muktva kalevaram Yah prayati samadbhavam Yati nastyatra samshayah Yam yam vapi smaran bhavam
त्यजत् अन्ते कलेवरं तं तं एवैति कौन्तेय सदा तद्भावभावितः तस्मात् सर्वेषु कालेषु मामनुस्मर युध्य च मय्यर्पितमनो बुद्धिर्मामे वैष्यसि असंशयः अभ्यासयोगयुक्तेन चेतसा नान्यगामिना परमं पुरुषं दिव्यं याति पार्थानुचिन्तयन् कविं पुराणं मनुशासितारं मनोरणीयां समनुस्मरेद्यः सर्वस्य धातारमचिन्त्य रूपम् आदित्यवर्णं तमसः परस्तात् प्रयाणकाले मनसाचलेन भक्त्या युक्तो योगबलेन चैव भ्रुवोर्मध्ये प्राणमावेश्य सम्यक् सतं परं पुरुषमुपैति दिव्यं यदक्षरं वेदविदो वदन्ति विशन्ति यद्यतयो वीतरागाः यत् इच्छन्तो ब्रह्मचर्यं चरन्ति तत्ते पदं संग्रहेण प्रवक्ष्ये सर्वद्वाराणि संयम्य मनोहृदि निरुध्य च मूर्ध्याधायात्मनः प्राणाम् आस्थितो योगधारणाम् ओमित्येकाक्षरं ब्रह्म व्याहरन् माम् अनुस्मरन् यः प्रयाति त्यजन् देहं स याति परमां गतिम् अनन्यचेताः सततं यो मां स्मरति नित्यशः तस्याहं सुलभः पार्थ नित्ययुक्तस्य योगिनः मामुपेत्य पुनर्जन्म दुःखालयमशाश्वतम् नाप्नुवन्ति महात्मानः संसिद्धिं परमां गताः आब्रह्मभुवनालोकाः पुनरावर्तिनोऽर्जुन मामुपेत्यतु कौन्तेय पुनर्जन्म न विद्यते सहस्रयुगपर्यन्तम् अहर्यद्ब्रह्मणो विदुः रात्रिं युगसहस्रान्तां तेहोरात्रविदो जनाः अव्यक्ताद्व्यक्तयः सर्वाः प्रभवन्त्यहरागमे रात्र्यागमे प्रलीयन्ते तत्रैवाव्यक्तसंज्ञके भूतग्रामः स एवायं भूत्वा भूत्वा प्रलीयते रात्र्यागमे वशः पार्थ प्रभवत्यहरागमे परस्तस्मात्तु भावोऽन्यो व्यक्तो व्यक्तात् सनातनः यः स सर्वेषु भूतेषु नश्यत्सु न विनश्यति अव्यक्तोऽक्षर इत्युक्तस्तम् आहुः परमां गतिम् यः यं प्राप्य न निवर्तन्ते तद्धाम परमं मम पुरुषः स परः पार्थ भक्त्या लभ्यस्त्वनन्यया यस्यान्तःस्थानि भूतानि येन सर्वमिदं ततं यत्र काले त्वनावृत्तिम् आवृत्तिं चैव योगिनः प्रयाता यान्ति तं कालं वक्ष्यामि भरतर्षभ अग्निर्ज्योतिरहः अग्निर्ज्योतिरहः शुक्लः षण्मासा उत्तरायणम् तत्र प्रयाता गच्छन्ति ब्रह्म ब्रह्मविदो जनाः धूमो रात्रिस्तथा कृष्णः षण्मासा दक्षिणायनम् तत्र चान्द्रमसं ज्योतिर्योगी प्राप्य निवर्तते शुक्लकृष्णे गतीह्येते जगतः शाश्वते मते एकया यात्यनावृत्तिम् अन्यया वर्तते पुनः नैते सृति पार्थ जानन् योगी मुह्यति कश्चन तस्मात् सर्वेषु कालेषु योगयुक्तो भवार्जुन वेदेषु यज्ञेषु तपःसु चैव दानेषु यत्पुण्यफलं प्रदिष्टम् अत्येति तत्सर्वमिदं विदित्वा योगी परं स्थानमुपैति चाद्यम्
Thank you
नमस्कारः।
very much, Sri Karthik. So next, my mother-in-law Annapurna Bhavani, are you there? Please, can you chant the next part, which is the 12th chapter?
Good morning. ॐ श्री परमात्मने नमः। श्रीमद्भगवद्गीता अथ द्वादशोऽध्यायः। अर्जुन उवाच एवं सततयुक्ताये भक्तास्त्वां पर्युपासते ये चाप्यक्षरमव्यक्तं तेषां के योगवित्तमाः। श्रीभगवानुवाच मय्यावेश्य मनो ये मां नित्ययुक्ता उपासते श्रद्धया परयोपेतास्ते मे युक्ततमा मताः। ये त्वक्षरमनिर्देश्यम् अव्यक्तं पर्युपासते ये सर्वत्र गमचिन्त्यं च कूटस्थमचलं ध्रुवं सन्नियम्येन्द्रियग्रामं सर्वत्र समबुद्धयः ते प्राप्नुवन्ति मामेव सर्वभूतहिते रताः। क्लेशोऽधिकतरस्तेषाम् अव्यक्तासक्तचेतसाम् अव्यक्ता हि गतिर्दुःखं देहवद्भिरवाप्यते ये तु सर्वाणि कर्माणि मयि सन्न्यस्य मत्पराः अनन्येनैव योगेन मां ध्यायन्त उपासते तेषामहं समुद्धर्ता मृत्युसंसारसागरात् भवामि न चिरात् पार्थ मय्यावेशितचेतसाम् मय्येव मन आधस्त्वा मयि बुद्धिं निवेशय निवसिष्यसि मय्येव अत ऊर्ध्वं न संशयः अथ चित्तं समाधातुं न शक्नोषि मयि स्थिरम् अभ्यासयोगेन ततो मामिच्छाप्तुं धनञ्जय अभ्यासेऽप्यसमर्थोऽसि मत्कर्म परमो भव मदर्थमपि कर्माणि कुर्वन् सिद्धिमवाप्स्यसि अथैतदप्यशक्तोऽसि कर्तुं मद्योगमाश्रितः सर्वकर्मफलत्यागं ततः कुरु यथात्मवान् श्रेयो हि ज्ञानमभ्यासात् ज्ञानाध्यानं विशिष्यते ध्यानात् कर्मफलत्यागस्त्यागात् शान्तिरनन्तरम् अद्वेष्टा सर्वभूतानां मैत्रः करुण एव च निर्ममो निरहङ्कारः समदुःखसुखक्षमी सन्तुष्टः सततं योगी यतात्मा दृढनिश्चयः मय्यर्पितमनो बुद्धिर्यो मद्भक्तः स मे प्रियः यस्मान्नो द्विजते लोको लोकान्नो द्विजते च यः हर्षामर्षभयोद्वेगैर्मुक्तो यः स च मे प्रियः अनपेक्षसुचिर्दक्षा उदासीनो गतव्यथः सर्वारम्भपरित्यागी यो मद्भक्तः स मे प्रियः यो न हृष्यति न द्वेष्टि न शोचति न काङ्क्षति शुभाशुभपरित्यागी भक्तिमान् स मे प्रियः समशत्रौ च मित्रे च तथा मानापमानयोः शीतोष्णसुखदुःखेषु समः सङ्गविवर्जितः तुल्यनिन्दास्तुतिर्मौनी सन्तुष्टो येन केनचित् अनकेतस्थिरमतिर्भक्तिमान् मे प्रियो नरः ये तु धर्म्यामृतमिदे यथोक्तं पर्युपासते श्रद्धधाना मत्परमा भक्तास्तेतीव मे प्रियाः ॐ तत्सदिति श्रीमद्भगवद्गीतासु उपनिषत्सु ब्रह्मविद्यायां योगशास्त्रे श्रीकृष्णार्जुनसंवादे भक्तियोगो नाम द्वादशोऽध्यायः। ॐ श्रीकृष्णार्पणमस्तु।
Thank you, Atagar.
Now Sudha.
Now I'll put the Sagitanjali.
No, Sudha.
Sagitanjali, Sudha.
नमस्ते गुरुजी। भगवद्गीते श्री कृष्ण परब्रह्मणे नमः। श्रीमद्भगवद्गीता अथ पंचदशोऽध्यायः पुरुषोत्तमप्राप्तियोगः। श्रीभगवानुवाच ऊर्ध्वमूलमधः शाखम् अश्वत्थं प्राहुरव्ययम् छन्दांसि यस्य पर्णानि यस्तं वेद स वेदवित् अधश्चोर्ध्वप्रसृतास्तस्य शाखाः गुणप्रवृद्धा विषयप्रवालाः अधश्च मूलान्यनुसन्ततानि कर्मानुबन्धीनि मनुष्यलोके न रूपमस्येह तथोपलभ्यते नान्तो न चादिर्न च सम्प्रतिष्ठा अश्वत्थमेनं सुविरूढमूलम् असङ्गशस्त्रेण दृढेन चित्वा ततः पदं तत्परिमार्गितव्यम् यस्मिन् गता न निवर्तन्ति भूयः तमेव चाद्यं पुरुषं प्रपद्ये यतः प्रवृत्तिः प्रसृता पुराणी निर्मानमोहाजितसङ्गदोषाः अध्यात्मनित्या विनिवृत्तकामाः द्वन्द्वैर्विमुक्ता सुखदुःखसंज्ञैः गच्छन्त्यमूढा पदमव्ययं तत् न तद्भासयते सूर्यो न शशाङ्को न पावकः यद्गत्वा न निवर्तन्ते तद्धाम परमं मम ममैवांशो जीवलोके जीवभूतः सनातनः मनुष्यस्थानीन्द्रियाणि प्रकृतिस्थानि कर्षति शरीरं यदवाप्नोति यच्चाप्युत्क्रामतीश्वरः गृहीत्वैतानि संयाति वायुर्गन्धानि वाशयात् श्रोत्रं चक्षुस्पर्शनं च रसनं घ्राणमेव च अधिष्ठाय मनश्चायं विषयानुपसेवते उत्क्रामन्तं स्थितं वापि भुञ्जानं वा गुणान्वितं विमूढानानुपश्यन्ति पश्यन्ति ज्ञानचक्षुषः यतन्तो योगिनश्चैनं पश्यन्त्यात्मन्यवस्थितं यतन्तोऽस्य कृतात्मानो नैनं पश्यन्त्यचेतसः यदादित्यगतं तेजो जगद्भासयतेऽखिलं यश्चन्द्रमसि यच्छाग्नौ तत्तेजो विधिमामकम् गामाविश्य च भूतानि धारयाम्यहमोजसा पुष्णामि चौषधी सर्वाः सोमो भूत्वा रसात्मकः अहं वैश्वानरो भूत्वा प्राणिनां देहमाश्रितः प्राणापानसमायुक्तः पचाम्यन्नं चतुर्विधं सर्वस्य चाहं हृदि सन्निविष्टो मत्तस्मृतिज्ञानपाहनं च वेदैश्च सर्वैरहमेव वेद्यो वेदान्तकृद्वेदविदेव चाहम् द्वाविमौ पुरुषौ लोके क्षरश्चाक्षर एव च क्षरः सर्वाणि भूतानि कूटस्थोऽक्षर उच्यते उत्तमः पुरुषस्त्वन्यः परमात्मेत्युदाहृतः यो लोकत्रयमाविश्य बिभर्तव्य ईश्वरः यस्मात्क्षरमतीतोऽहम् अक्षरादपि चोत्तमः आतोऽस्मि लोके वेदे च प्रतितः पुरुषोत्तमः यो मामेवमसम्मूढो जानाति पुरुषोत्तमम् स सर्वविद् भजति मां सर्वभावेन भारत इति गुह्यतमं शास्त्रम् इदमुक्तं मया नघ एतद् बुद्ध्वा बुद्धिमान् स्यात् कृतकृत्यश्च भारत ॐ तत्सदिति श्रीमद्भगवद्गीतासु उपनिषत्सु ब्रह्मविद्यायां योगशास्त्रे श्रीकृष्णार्जुनसंवादे पुरुषोत्तमप्राप्तियोगो नाम पञ्चदशोऽध्यायः।
All right. With that, Nana, can you please introduce the speaker?
Yeah,
and
beautiful. So we have, relevant to our subject today, the meaning and concept of God, Paramatma, and that we have seen in the Purushottama Yoga and elsewhere too. Anyway, the Gita recitators coming from Atlanta, Mr. Karthik, and another Annapurna Bhavani from Seattle, and Sudha from India, Bangalore. So that is to say that how the Bhagavad Gita has stretched itself. It's a global thing. And today we have got the opportunity to just to remember Krishna and Arjuna. They are the best students and also Guru. And Guru Sishya Sambandha is two. And moreover, Shishya is taken as the Arjuna is taken as Yogishwara. And Krishna, the Guru, is said to be the Yogishwareswara. A combination of these two people, one is a Upadeshakaraka and another is a Dhanurdhara. There will be definitely fortune, happiness, and all that. That's one thing. And again, I have to introduce Dr. Neeraj Arora. Well, we know him since a long time, and he is a very familiar participant and a scholar, giving a lot of talks, more so on Bhagavad Gita and other things. Though he is a neurologist, but he loves Bhagavad Gita. He loves Krishna. He loves all that has been taught by Krishna and other teachers. So, and he is holding classes in the temple local. Every Saturday he is gathering many students, make them read the text and also the translation, and now and then some questioning and answering. So I have the opportunity of attending one session where he was able to conduct the manner he is conducting the Gita class. I hope his students have joined now or would join now, but it's a too early time for them to get up and join, but that's their fortune. But anyway, and I just want to mention 2-3 more points before I allow a request our Dr. Neeraj. And Neeraj and also his wife, Rachana, both are doing wonderful service to Gita in that center, because foreign country means people think they don't know anything, they only know luxury and enjoyment. No, it is, I think, more than Bharat or even equal to Bharat. Same culture is being maintained in here also in America and elsewhere. And we should know that the Gita Jayanti started probably with Shankaracharya. That's what I was heard. See, in Mahabharata is a milli of all Ratnas and otherwise things also, miscellaneous. Moksha Shastra, Shantarasa, so Mahabharata will have miscellaneous things, and ultimately who realizes the message of Mahabharata, he would be getting the moksha and he will enjoy the Shanta. Shanta means absolute freedom. Sarvan Kaman Parityajya. So that is the Kama Parityaga is one. And so Shankaracharya has picked up these stanzas and made the first commentary for Bhagavad Gita. So that's why he is one who started the tradition of Gita understanding and Gita Jayanti. And It's a big flow, and even Government of India also recognized because of number of favorable people. And so we are just having the Gita Jayanti every year, mostly in December, but may not be on the same day. Actually, Margasirsha Shuddha Ekadasi is supposed to be the Gita Jayanti, and that is the time when for Upadesha took place. And moreover, you see, it was not taking hours, it is only 4 minutes. So such a speed communication by Krishna and grasping and execution in practically the purport of the Bhagavad Gita, and Arjuna readily saying at the 4th minute, Nashto mohaha smriti labdha tvat prasada janardana karishye vachanam tava. See, in first chapter he went on crying, I don't do your job, I'll go home. But he has taken 17 chapters or 17 yogas, and ultimately, what can anybody do it? 1,000 men can lead a horse to the water place, but who can make it drink? Unless the horse itself volunteers. So in that manner, here Arjuna came to that, Karishye Vachanam Tava. And Moha and Smruti, these are the two things. What is Smruti? The Swabhava, Kshatriya Swabhava. As a Kshatriya, he has to be natural to the Swabhava. Therefore, what Krishna said ultimately in 18th chapter, Krishna Arjuna, I told you whatever you should do it. Yujjasva Bharata. And and he defined yoga not in one term, number of terms. And ultimately, Swabhavaha parivartate. So your Swabhava is when war is going on, and you are a Kshatriya and you are a Sakshatriya, and it's a good Yuddha, Mahabharata Yuddha. So you do whatever you want. Then Arjuna realized. Then moreover, another point is Arjuna is a doubting Samson. He wanted everything to be shown practical. So until Viswarupa Darshanam, Arjuna was putting questions and questions. But after Vishwarupa Darshanam in 11th chapter, Arjuna is silent. So 13th chapter onwards, Gnana Yoga, only Krishna is a speaker and Arjuna is the listener. So it's interesting division. And anyway, I don't want to highlight the importance of Bhagavad Gita. There is our Dr. Neeraj is there, Rachana is there, Prasad is there, our Gopal, our yoga master, he is always fond of telling yogas only close your eyes and shut your mouth, and then also empty your mind. Well, these are all the preliminary exercises to get into the Bhagavan Krishna's teachings. Unless otherwise, Manmana bhava madbhaktaha madhyaji samakuri. He was beating the head of Arjuna. Manmana bhava, your manas will be running away. But remember me, whenever mind goes away, remember me. And madbhaktaha, devote yourself to me, don't have any diversions. And then all these key words in Bhagavad Gita which we come across are enough encouragement and enough messages that we have to adopt the wonderful life. And latest to quote, and the Russian president has visited Bharat, our India, and was simply amazed at a number of things that he was shown, and he was touring and all that. But ultimately, when he was taking his plane back to Russia, he was presented with a Bhagavad Gita copy by Prime Minister Modi, and in the presence of the President of India and all that. So once upon a time, Bhagavad Gita was not much honored in Russia. Now, Russia is a wonderful place where entire Panchatantra and Hitopadesha has been translated into Russian language. And in fact, I know when I was doing my PhD in Pune, a Russian scholar came and he sat before us and some other scholars. Sir, I want to translate in my own way the Bhagavad Gita into Russian language. And another scholar coming from Spain, he said, I want to translate Gita into Spanish language. So you can imagine the stretch and popularity and importance and guidance that Bhagavad Gita has had and now also. And in fact, Dr. Schroeder, a German scholar, says, Bhagavad Gita is my mother. Whenever I get any problem, I just consult Gita and Krishna, I get the answer. So when you say mother, mother is constantly a guide, whatever be the age and growth and achievements of the son or children. Therefore, this Bhagavad Gita, so much of praise is there. That's why even Sankara or other people say, Bhagavad-gita kinchid adhita Ganga jala lavanika pita. If you just sip the drop of Ganga, how much punyam. So also, if you just read a word from Bhagavad-gita. In fact, Krishna or somebody said, you read all the 18 chapters, no time, sir. At least 6 chapters, no time. At least one sloka from Gita, no time. And at least one versa from the Gita, no time. And then ultimately what he said, Padam Padayevacha anta ಕೊನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. So entire Gita is not Padam Padayevacha. And today we have a wonderful selected chapter recitation by the three people, that is our Karthik and Annapurna Bhavani and also Sudha. The names itself tell you. There, and the chapter speaker will be having message. Because in each chapter, he talks about the Dakshinayanam, Uttarayanam. Must note, now we are in Dakshinayanam. So Krishna is Upadesha only happened in Dakshinayanam. Secondly, and also we have got the 12th chapter, the conclusion of the Bhakti Yogam. Karma Yoga is 6th chapter. And Bhakti ultimately, what is that? Same Priyaha. He is dear to me. So Krishna is not at all having any reservations. He says, these are my people. Because generally people get hurt if you pick up somebody among so many people. But Krishna doesn't care it. He says, Same Bhaktaha Priyaha. And in the 15th chapter, probably our Neeraj is going to pitch up on 15th chapter. That's what is going to be Purusha Uttama Yoga, Purushottama Yoga, where the God has been very well defined. And moreover, most important thing is we are all, even our Atma is present in our body. The body leaves the Atma and goes away. So that's a problem for the Atma, where I should migrate. And that's exactly discussed in Anugita, in Anugita by Siddha to Krishna and Arjunas. But in another Upanishad also, the same thing. That's why that means to say that when body leaves, the Atma becomes orphan. But this kind of problem is not there for Paramatma because he is always beyond the Atma influence and all that. So not my talking much. So complimenting Dr. Arora, Neeraj Arora ji from University of Missouri, Columbia, professor there in neurology. But neurology is interestingly connected with the God. Unless God is working, all our nerves don't work. All the knowledge will not come out. So with these few words, inviting Dr. Arora and Gopal ji, T.S. Gopal, and well, he's our guru also, and also Anjaniya Prasad. So he is also one of the commentators for the present talk. So inviting all of you, please. Now, Neeraj.
Oh, thank you so much, Prabhakar-ji. I think we are very grateful to you to get this opportunity on this very auspicious day. December 1st was the Gita Jayanti, as you mentioned. However, we are celebrating in Colombia also today because of the logistics at the United States. And it's also weekend. So we'll be celebrating at temple also. I want to start like what Prabhakar-ji mentioned, like Prabhakar-ji can continue. And whenever I listen to Prabhakar-ji, just it's as if the nectar is flowing and we continue to listen. I do not want to even stop listening to him. So definitely it's very divine experience when we listen to Prabhakar-ji. But Prabhakar-ji gave me this opportunity. And I was thinking, like, what do I present? I have nothing to present. Nobody can be a teacher of Gita. When I saw that, oh, I am a teacher of Gita, I cannot be a teacher of Gita. I'm a student of Gita. The only teacher of Gita is Lord Krishna himself. So all of us are students. However, just like sometimes frogs sitting in the well see the sky and think that, oh, this is sky, and they see the circumference of the well and assuming that, oh, this much is must be the sky. And but some other frog who is in the other well might be seeing that, oh, his well is big, so he can see bigger sky. So same like us, we are currently in Bhulok, in the Prithvi Lok, just trying to understand who Lord is. However, our vision is so limited, so restricted, that we are not even close to eligible to understand who Lord Krishna is. However, with our limited capacity of the brain, we try to talk about him, because glorification of Lord Krishna is what Lord Krishna wants. And that's how he is pleased, and that's how, like, we get the ability to serve him. So with this, I want to start with a small video clip. As Prabhakar ji had mentioned, that our Prime Minister, Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Modi, gave the Bhagavad Gita to the Russian Prime Minister Putin. That in itself is a great achievement. However, our External Affairs Minister, Mr. Dr. S. Jaishankar, also introduced the Gita to the world. I am going to share a small clip on the YouTube. Are you able to hear it?
Yeah. No sound.
You have to use a share sound when you share the video.
Okay, just a second. Share sound, and how is that?
Yeah, so stop the video, and then next time when you press share, then there'll be a box where you could say share sound. You just check that. So you need to stop sharing.
Stop share.
Now,
and then
when you start resharing, on the right side with the share, you'll see like share sound.
oh, share sound. Yes. Okay. Okay.
I extend Namaskar and a very warm welcome to distinguished dignitaries, esteemed scholars and honored guests. On the auspicious occasion of the 10th International Gita Mahotsav 2025, I extend my heartfelt greetings to all those who revere the timeless wisdom of the Bhagavad Gita. This sacred scripture transcends religious boundaries. It is a universal guide to righteous living, to inner strength, and to spiritual clarity. Its teachings continue to illuminate minds across generations and geographies, offering guidance and imparting wisdom in a changing world. This year, the Ministry of External Affairs is associating with the Government of Haryana, the Kurukshetra Development Board, and our partner state Madhya Pradesh, and various other organizations to internationalize this Mahotsav. As the lead organization in this global endeavor, the ministry has played a pivotal role in amplifying the Gita's resonance across continents. In collaboration with missions abroad, the ministry has identified distinguished foreign scholars who will participate in the celebrations, bringing diverse perspectives to the spiritual dialogue. Over 25 translated editions of the Bhagavad Gita has been collected for exhibition, showcasing its reach across cultures and languages. More than 50 missions and posts are organizing parallel events and exhibitions worldwide, reaffirming the Gita's universal message, and spiritual depth. Through exhibitions, discourses, and cultural programs, the ministry pays homage to Lord Krishna's eternal teachings and their transformative power. This global celebration is not merely a cultural gathering, it is a reaffirmation of shared values and a call to live with courage and compassion. By bringing together communities across borders, the ministry strives to embody the Gita spirit of harmony and resilience. May the teachings of the Gita continue to guide humanity towards a more peaceful, purposeful, and enlightened world. Dhanyavad. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So it is with a great honor I can say that it's not only in India but all over the world the Gita Jayanti is being celebrated now. And this being said, I will start with the opening prayers.
Enjoy.
To be like
Om Ajnana-timirandasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshur-unmilitam yena Tasmai Shri-Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya-manobhishtam Sthapitam yena bhutale Swayam Rupaha Kadamhayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri-Guru Shri-Yutapadakamalam Shri-Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri-Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadavaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhan Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubha Evacha Patita Nam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanyam Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Thank you everybody. So when Prabhakar ji asked me to present something, I was trying to look for what am I not even eligible to present anything. But then I came across one of the talks given by Srila Prabhupada. And that was based on this concept of meaning of God. And that's how the Prabhakarji's message and the talk by Srila Prabhupada, it all went together. That's why I chose this topic, the meaning and concept of God. So, a quick disclaimer. The ideas and the thoughts, whatever is presented here, these are not mine thoughts. This is all by the founder Acharya, His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. He is the Acharya of the International Society of Krishna Consciousness. And I do consider myself to be the servant of the servants in presenting this topic, and serve only to pass the message as it is based on the Guru Parampara system. One quick question comes, why should we even study this type of topic? Who we are? Why should we know God? we mentioned that we are all like teeny tiny brains trying to understand the absolute. We do not have even 1 to 1 millionth part of the knowledge that Lord Krishna gave to Arjuna. We live in the age of Kali Yuga, where the ignorance is getting more and more prevalent. The age is declining. The problems in the world continue to increase. And the wisdom is decreasing rampantly. At this time, to understand God is almost like finding a real platinum in the backyard of your home. Sometimes it's not possible. But should we not try to do it? Lord Krishna always say, just keep doing. Even little bit of a devotional service that you do, little bit of understanding that we have, that will be carried forward in the next birth. When Lord Krishna says that Neha Bhikrama Nashosti Tatvaya Vidyate. So little bit of endeavor in understanding the Lord would be helpful. So with this, we should try to do our best that we can do in order to learn about Lord. We should also know like who God is. We are so much confused. So this topic will help us to know that how exactly we should know, how should we know God. One question comes, how do we think God is? So commonly when we think about God, if we ask a modern man, he will have different concepts. Somebody will say that, oh yeah, it's the nature which is God. Children will say that maybe he's an old person with a white beard. Adults will regard this as like some invisible force or a mental concept, or as all humanity, the universe, or even somebody will say, I am God. So does God has any name? So people with different religions, they make their own name to the God. Like somebody will say, yeah, God stands for generator, operator, destroyer. If you ask Christians, Jews, they will say Jehovah, Jesus, Allah, and there are so many I could not even name. We have our Vishnu Sahasranama. In Bhagavadgita, there are so many names of God. So exactly, does God has any name? Actually, God has no name. God has no name. What does this mean? When we say God has no name, we mean that no one knows how many names he has. Since God is unlimited, his names are also unlimited. We cannot settle on any one name. Looking at Lord Krishna, sometimes he is called Yashodanandan, the son of Mother Yashoda, or Devki Nandan, the son of Devki, Vasudev Nandan, son of Vasudev, Nanda Nandan, son of Nanda. Sometimes he is called Parthasarthi, indicating that he acted as the charioteer of Arjuna. So he is sometimes called Partha, the son of Pratha. So God has many dealings with his many devotees. And according to those dealings, he is called certain names. He has innumerable devotees and innumerable relations with them. So he also has innumerable names. We cannot hit on any one name. However, when Lord created the words, the sound vibrations, the sound vibration itself is very potent. So the sound vibration of Krishna, that means it's all attractive. So God attracts everyone, just like a magnet will always attract iron. So God attracts everyone. And that is the definition of God. That means something which is attractive. So we all have so many pictures of Krishna, and we see that he attracts the cows, calves, birds, beasts, trees, plants, and even the water in Vrindavan. He's attracted to the cowherd boys, to the gopis, to Nand Maharaj, to Pandavas, and to all the human society. Therefore, if any particular name has to be given to a god, that will be Krishna, which is all attractive. Now, there are certain definitions given about God. When we say Bhagavan, Bhaga means opulence, Van means who possesses. So Parashar Muni, who is the father of Vyasadeva, who had compiled all the Vedic scriptures, gave this definition of God in Vishnu Puran. He mentioned Aishwarya Samagrasya Viryasya Yashasya Shriyah Jnana Vairagyayos Chaiva Samam Bhaga Itingana. That means the one who possesses these six opulences. Which are those opulences? They are Aishwarya, richness, wealth, power or strength, fame or influence, beauty, knowledge, education, and renunciation. If somebody possesses these qualities in full, 100%, that can be called Bhagwan. So, Bhagwan is the proprietor of all riches. We say that Ishavasyam idam sarvam. In Ishopanishad, this is the first verse, Ishavasyam idam sarvam, yat kincha jagatyam jagat, which means everything belongs to him. Nobody on the earth can say that everything belongs to him. But Lord Krishna himself has mentioned that he is the proprietor of everything. There are many rich men in this world, but no one can claim that they possess all the wealth. Nor can anyone claim that that no one is richer than him. So, but Krishna can claim that. We understand from Srimad Bhagavatam, however, that when Krishna was present on this earth, he had 16,108 wives, and each wife lived in a palace made of marble and bedlocked with jewels. And the rooms were filled with furniture made of ivory and gold, and there were great opulence everywhere. So, Bhagavatam is the scripture which was composed by Sri Vyasadeva when he had composed all the Vedic scriptures, but still could not get any satisfaction. So Srimad Bhagavatam mentions all the opulence of Lord Krishna, and it is considered the jewel of the Vedic literature. So an ordinary person, it is very difficult to possess richness or wealth, even power or strength. Just being at an age of 6 days of life, he had Lord Krishna liberated Putana. His beauty and fame is insurmountable. And as we know that when he went to the teacher, Sandipani Muni, to learn about all the education, he finished it he was able to learn everything very soon. He was able to impart the education of Bhagavad-Gita to Arjuna very quickly. The evidence that we have is like about 45 minutes. So Prabhakarji mentioned 4 minutes. I do not know exactly which one is correct, but this tells us that the education and the knowledge of Lord Krishna at that time was again insurmountable. And he is the highest renunciate. He has no attachment to anybody. So he has unlimited fame, unlimited strength. Bhagavad Gita is one such literature in which Lord Krishna himself has mentioned that he is the one who is present in this world in the form of his energies. Chapter 10 of Bhagavad Gita, the opulence of the Supreme, justifies that. Also, the author of the Bhagavad Gita, Vyasadeva ji, when he addressed Lord Krishna, he addressed Lord Krishna as Sri Bhagavana Uvacha. So, Bhagavad Gita itself glorifies Lord Krishna and considered Lord Krishna to be Bhagavan. You can also say that Lord Krishna was not only attractive for his beauty, knowledge, but everything, whatever he did, was like the perfect. Okay. So the purpose of Srila Prabhupada, when he came to the United States, his purpose was to invoke the love of God. So somebody asked Srila Prabhupada that why are you not calling your movement as Society of God Consciousness? Then Srila Prabhupada mentioned that it will be very broad. You will not be able to understand. The scriptures clearly mention that God is Krishna with a different the sounds which is all attractive. So he labeled this the society as the Krishna consciousness. So God's activities, God glories, the purpose is the same, but the name that was given was the Society of Krishna Consciousness. What does Lord Krishna claims? He claims in Bhagavadgita that Bhoktaram yajna tapasam sarva loka maheshwaram suhardam sarva bhutanam jnatva mam shantim rachati. So he is the benefactor and well-wisher of all living entities. And whatever austerities and sacrifices we do ultimately benefits him. He is the Bhoktaram. He is the Yajna Tapasam. He is the best friend, Suhardam, of every living entity. So Srila Prabhupada called this as the peace formula. So if somebody is fighting and then they know that they are fighting, but the proprietor is Lord Krishna, then they will understand that the things do not belong to them. Since it belongs to Krishna, there is no need to fight. He is the one who is going to make proper decisions. So the current situation in the world that we face, like Ukraine, Russia, or any kind of wars in different parts of the world, if this verse 5.29, Bhoktaram yajna tapasam sarva loka maheshwaram suhardam sarva bhutanam jnatva mam shantim richadi. The more and more this is realized, the more and more peace can be there, because Krishna claims this. Also, in Ushopnishad, Ishavasyam idam sarvam yatkincha jagatyam jagat tena tyaktena bhunjita magrida kasya svidhanam. So everything belongs to Lord. One should accept only those things necessary for himself, which are set aside as the quota, and should not accept other things, knowing well to whom they belong. These are verses from the Ishopnishad. Let's come to the point. Where does God live? So in the material world, everything is made of dead matter. Therefore, it is simply an imitation. But the reality of things exists in the spiritual world. So there is one material world and then there is one spiritual world. So what does Lord Krishna says? We just read chapter 15. The first verse was Urdhya Moolam Adha Shakha. The whole of the world, the material world, is like a reflection of the tree in the water, and it has its branches upside down. What does this actually mean? It means that the material world that we are living in currently, it is a reflection of what? It's a reflection of the spiritual world. So that means spiritual world does exist. And Lord Krishna mentions in 15.6 that in his world, there is no need for any kind of sun or moon. No, I will come to that verse. Tad na tad bhasayate surya na sashanko na pavakaha yad gyatva na nivartante tad dhama paramam mamam. Which is mentioned that in his world, in the spiritual world, there is no need for sun or moon. Then it is self-illuminated. one who knows this and one who approaches him and reaches that destination does not need to come back to this earth. So as we know that planet Earth is called Bhuloka, also called Mrityu Loka. So since we lost our, we wanted to enjoy this. Basically, since we wanted to enjoy, we were told to go to a different place, and the place that was made to for the enjoyment is this Mother Earth, where we play, and all the things have been made for us. However, we have lost the original relationship that yes, there is a spiritual world in which Lord Krishna lives. And what do we do in that place? We all do service. We all do service just like we do the services here. In order to reach that place, we try to understand the divinity through our own concepts, through different kind of philosophy. However, the real philosophy lies in the service of the Lord. Also in Bhagavad Gita, it is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita chapter 8.20. Paras tasmat tu bhuya bhavanyo yakto yaktat sanatanaha yas yah sa sarveshu bhuteshu nashyastu na vinashyati. There is another nature which is eternal and is transcendental to this manifested and unmanifested matter. So we are living in the world of material matter, but it is the supreme world and it is never annihilated. When all this world is annihilated, that part remains as it is. Lord Krishna is again pointing to the spiritual world. So the scientists are attempting to calculate the length and the breadth of the material world, but we cannot begin also where exactly this material world begins and where it ends. And it might take thousands of years simply to travel from one star to the another star, like we are doing to go to the Mars, which is currently taking 4 years. To the moon, it's taking more than few months. And what to speak of the spiritual world? So basically, the spiritual world is endless. We cannot know the material world. How can we think even beyond it? So how should we know that where does God live? It is the scriptures which guide us. And the scriptures which are mentioned by Lord Srila Vyasdev, Lord Krishna himself, that this is where he lives, we have to believe it. Without that, we might not be able to understand it. We come to this point. What is our relationship with God? Originally, the living entities are all part and parcel of the God and are related to him just like the sons are related to the Father. Christians consider God as the supreme Father. Christians go to church and pray, "Oh Father, you who art in heaven." So that means the concept is that Lord lives in heaven, in the spiritual world. The concept of God as Father is also in the Bhagavad Gita. Sarva yonishu kaunteya murtaya sambhavanti yaha tasam brahma mahat yonir aham bija prajapita, which is mentioned in chapter 14, verse 4, that it should be understood that all species of life, O son of Kunti, are made possible by birth in this material nature, and I am the seed-giving father. When Lord Krishna says, Aham bijaha prajaha pradaha pita. So he is the seed-giving father. So that means we are the sons. And that means we have forgotten that relation. So we know that 8.4 million species of life, including aquatic plants, birds, beasts, insects, human beings. Of the human species, most are uncivilized. And out of the few civilized species, only a small number of human beings take to religious life. Out of so many religionists, many identify them by designation, claiming like I am a Hindu, I am Muslim, I am Christian, and so on. Some engage in philanthropic work, some work to give to the poor, or open the schools and hospitals. This all is good. Lord Krishna commends them, but they say that this is all the karma kand. Out of millions of this karma kandis, one may become a jnani, and out of those jnanis, only few of them will become liberated, and out of those billions of the liberated soul, only one may be able to understand Krishna. Where does Krishna say about this? This is the verse 7.3, that Manushyanam sahasreshu kaschid yatati siddhaye yatatam api siddhanam kaschimam yeti tatvatah. So out of many thousands among men, one may endeavor for perfection, and of them who have achieved perfection, hardly one knows me in truth. So this is a journey from being a karma kand to understanding Karma Yoga, then coming to the Jnana Yoga, and coming to the Bhakti Yoga. So Lord Krishna is also mentioned that he is giving a shortcut to us. If we completely surrender to him, things will be taken care of. When he says that in Mamekam Sharanam Raja, just surrender and surrender to me, and everything will be taken care of. So understanding Krishna is very difficult. But although the understanding of God is a difficult subject, God himself explains in Bhagavad-Gita, he says that I am like this, I am like this, when he mentions about his opulence. The material nature is like this and spiritual nature is like that. The living entities are should be doing this, the spiritual soul does this. Thus, everything is completely described in Bhagavad-Gita. Although the understanding is difficult, it is not difficult when God himself gives us his knowledge. We have to only trust it. Whatever Lord Krishna has mentioned in Bhagavad Gita, if we trust it, our relationship with God will become more and more strong, and we will be able to understand not just from our brains, but it will be revealed in our hearts. And we live in the world currently where we use brain power. We forgot there is a heart power also. It is better for us to use our heart power and engage the mind in the service of Krishna in order to understand this relationship. So how can we understand God? To understand by God by speculation is not possible, because for God is unlimited and our brains are teeny tiny, which is so limited. Our knowledge and perceptions are also very, very limited. So in order to understand the unlimited with a limited intelligence is very, very difficult. How can we understand this? We can only understand if we accept that version that yes, there is a divinity, there is Krishna, his teachings are perfect, and without doing any kind of speculation or adulteration. We have to understand that this knowledge as it is, that is given to us. Just like if a small child wants to know who his father is, the best person to approach is the mother. If the mother says that this is your father, the child is going to believe it. Now we live in the age of DNA, where we even ask a child and the child says, no, I will get the DNA and then decide. But that is a wrong thing to understand, thinking that you cannot do the DNA testing on millions of species or millions of humans in order to find one father. The best is to approach the mother. Same way, the scriptures are like mother. Prabhakarji also mentioned that Dr. Schrader considered Bhagavad Gita as his mother. That means if you trust the mother, you will be able to understand the father. So Lord Krishna, being the supreme father of everybody, if we understand Bhagavad Gita, we will be able to understand who Lord is. So transcendental knowledge is very, very similar to it. Spiritual world is not subject to a speculation. There is a spiritual world of Lord Krishna, which is his headquarters. So one should try to understand Krishna not not by own speculation, but through right teachers. That's why we say we always respect our teachers. Guru Bhyo Namaha, Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu. So everything starts with the Guru. So we are grateful that with the association of Prabhakarji, with association of Prasadji and NVAK, as well as through our teachers of International Society of Krishna Consciousness, Srila Prabhupada, who translated the whole of the Bhagavad Gita from Sanskrit to English in the language that we can understand it in a proper way. And that's how the whole of the disciplinic succession is established. So that's the only way to understand God. But then what is our real problem? So real problem in this understanding is because we are entangled in this whole of the material world. Our civilization helps us to improve four main things: how we can eat well, how we can sleep well, how should we developing relations, and how we can protect ourselves. The whole of the human civilization or even the animal kingdom works on this principle: eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. These are not the real problems. Even a man sleeps, a dog sleeps. A man is not more advanced simply because he has a nice apartment to sleep or more money to spend. Or in both cases, the man is also eating the food, the animal is also eating the food. Currently, our understanding about the material world is limited to these four main things. And that is the reason why we do not spend time in order to understand God. Since we all want to become advanced materially, thinking that is the only way where we can become advanced. However, Lord Krishna has given us this guideline through the Bhagavad Gita, which is considered the manual of life or the book of wisdom, in which he has given us the answers to everyday, day-to-day problems of life. But it is only the issue is that we do not develop a trust. Neither we develop a trust, neither we have like any kind of attachment to it, thinking that, oh, it's an old book. However, as we heard the talk given by Dr. S. Jayashankar, that it's a timeless wisdom. Same is the case. It is a timeless wisdom from millenniums. Lord Krishna imparted this knowledge to Arjuna millions of to 5,000 years ago, but he had spoken Bhagavad Gita even before to the sun god Vivaswan. So millions of years ago, approximately 12 million years ago. So the real advancement for us is to know who really God is. If we are lacking the knowledge of God, we are not actually advanced. If we deny that existence of God, that means we are missing something. Why we are missing? Because then you will be sidetracked and you will have no directions. The path of God, in order to understand God, the path of God that has been created by the teachers, that is the way that it is exactly like the curriculum that is given to you by the university. If you follow it, you are able to understand that you will be able to complete your course. However, this course is not just like getting it and then getting the degree. It is the course to understand the divinity, which has infinite potency, infinite capability, and there is no end to it. So it's a constant learning process. So we also think that there are some people who do not want to believe in God because they believe there is something which is controlling the nature, controlling everything, but they do not want to believe in God. They do not want to give credit to the God. So they cannot justify lots and lots of answers. For example, how is this whole universe working by itself? How are the planets dangling in the universe? Everything cannot be explained by physics or forces. I've been trying to explain to some students here that where the science ends, the spirituality begins. So, since everything in the material world is working so perfectly, like the seasons change, the day and night comes, the sleep cycles, our day-to-day routines, everything has some reason. We are able to breathe. We don't have to think of blinking the eyes. It just blinks because the centers are working. So for everything, there is a reason. But there are some people who do not believe in God. They fail to understand it, that there is a reason, and they try to use more and more of the speculation. So that is the real problem in understanding the God. If we just follow one path, that sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja, then these issues will not happen. And I think that is the reason we all have to surrender to Lord Krishna. On this auspicious day of Gita Jayanti, it is our duty to help spread the word of Bhagavad Gita, not just in our families, not just to in the around the community, but to a bigger population, to bigger mass. It is necessary for this information, this knowledge to be passed on to our generations. And it is our duty to protect it and preserve it and spread this awareness everywhere. With this, I thank you, Prabhakarji, for giving me this opportunity. And please pardon me if I have made any mistakes or if I have said something which was not pleasing to someone. With all your gracious blessings, I conclude my talk. Hare Krishna.
So thankful to you. Prasad will talk afterwards. So thankful that you have picked up important stages, how you can understand the God. But how many people attempt to understand the God is also a big question. And wherever there is a talk on religious texts or Vedic texts and wisdomful texts, and those which will talk about the eternal wisdom, timeless wisdom, though Krishna calls himself a Sankarshana Murti, that is known for by nature, he is a Sankarshana Murti, means he's an attractive fellow. He attracts people. And something like talking about Jarasandha. You see, when Balarama wanted to finish Jarasandha in the first attempt, but Krishna said, no, 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 he is our agent. He will bring all Manava Rupa Rakshasas. And we need not go in search of them. Our avatars will be Adisesha Avatara and Vishnu Avatara will be complete, Purna Avatara. So he allowed him to remain 17 times. So every time that Jarasandha was coming with 23 Akshauhini Sainyam to kill Balarama and Krishna in vain. So ultimately, at the 18th time, he allowed that Jarasandha be finished by Bhima and all that. So to say, even though Krishna is a Sankarshana Murti, he has the consideration and calendar of all people. He cannot call everybody. Now, for example, for Gita Jayanti is such a beautiful talk to try to understand, find out the location of God, the meaning of the God, and influence of the God, and what about our status, where we are living, material world, and we are not aware of the spiritual world. See, all these are very interesting points. And in fact, in Avatara Upanishad and the other Upanishads tell that a man should basically realize there is another world to which you have to go. And this world is only a temporary thing. Our body is a traveler's bungalow. It's a hotel room. You have to vacate. And at that point, nobody remembers. Everybody vacates the house, but not the body. So this is the Maya that is enveloping all people. But anyway, we should do our effort and see that the Maya is a little removed, and that is the effort of the wise, able people. If able people, knowing all these things, are not coming into the arena to bring people together, well, it is. But anyway, there is always the karma theory, prarabdha karma, or agami karma, and all these things. Even Krishna is aware of the karma of people. Therefore, for Uddhava in Bhagavatam last, he says, Uddhava, you do whatever good that you want to do and all that. If at all some papam is remaining on the walls of your janma, I will try to give grace marks and give you moksham. But who is attempting to remove all that material that is sticking to our body? Hardly people are there. So our effort, yeah, see, that's why in the Agne Naya Supatha Raye Asman Vishwani Deva Vayunani Vidwan, where Yodjasma Juhurana Menaha, our serious sins, we should try to reduce it. That kind of amount is, as you said, see, people are fond of these things. They don't know, just they eat, sleep, comfort themselves, and be selfish. Ego. They don't want to oblige others. What do I get if I go and help others? So this is the way all the 100 years is done with. 100 years is too big a time. And ayu means opportunity. So if you are given some 70 to 80 years of life, it is 80 years of opportunity to give. Every day is an opportunity. Rasmivantam samudjantam devasura namaskuram pujayasva vivasvantam. Agastya told, pujayasva, yeah, every day you are seeing sun, but your duty is to honor him. So because of this, all this, but the Surya Bhagavan also responds, Atha Ravivara Davadatu Niriksharamam Tvarasva iti. Tvarasva means fire. So when Ravi told as a result of the prayer, fire. So then Ravana was coming, Trirachamya Suchir Bhutva Dhanuradaya Viryavan. He did Vachamanam 3 times, became pure, then held the Dhanus and went for the war. Because for Kshatriya, war is a Sandhyavandanam. So that's why before you do any pure job, you should have that. So that way, and this will of course come into the YouTube and will go. But the YouTube also viewers, we don't bother about them. But the message given by the group of people, the panel now joining, will be a recordable, immortal memory for this year, Viswavasunama Samvatsaram. Viswavasu, and next year, different name. So, with all these compliments, I request our Gopalji, and he is learning that seniors, and also it is a senior citizens and safe living, fruitful living, I'm sorry, fruitful living, and he's doing wonderful service to many people who are in need. And he's our yoga teacher in yoga faculty in Bhagavadgita Kendra. And we all are his students and listening to him. And whenever yoga, he was stepping into our building. Oh, yoga master Bandru. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನೋಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. Papa, he is such a mild teacher. He will not disturb it. He will occupy his seat. And then looking at all people, whoever little gathered, then he will start the class. So this is what, and now we have got, and after all, Bhagavad Gita is completely yoga mayam. So I request Gopalji to just give out his comments on this particular topic. And next, our Prasadji.
ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। ओम श्री गणेश शारदा गुरुभ्यो नमः। मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दसागरम्। अखण्डमण्डलाकारं व्याप्तं येन चराचरं तत्पदं दर्शितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य आञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। I am very grateful to Puja Dr. Prabhakarji and also Dr. Niranjan Aroraji. I am thrilled and made up my mind to sit and hear his lecture today, because the two things are very important here. He is a doctor, both physical part of my body he knows, and that is a dark side for us. We know a little, but as a doctor he knows. They have dissected the body. He knows what is there, the physical aspect. Even in Bhagavadgita also, he has very finely, I am surprised to notice that when I started yoga about 4 or 5 decades back, many doctors, when I go and ask some question, raise some question on yoga, they used to reply, no, I don't know anything about yoga. Don't ask, only ask about it. Most of the doctors, even in India, they used to answer like this. Very rarely people used to, doctors particularly, allopathy doctors, they used to speak about yoga. And they were not against this, but they were not very much interested in yoga. Today, the picture is completely different all over the globe. I have many students. Fortunately, I could interact with many people, younger doctors also. Here, I was very happy to hear the lecture. And it was very educative even for me. It is not the age or it's a jnana. Anybody can attain jnana. Bhakti, and it goes beyond jnana. That's what I feel. And he touched many sensitive subjects in Vedanta. God, what is God, how to reach God and all. I'm very thankful to him. And it was, and one thing I noticed him, many times he mentioned about the religion also. Here, I thought of touching some of the usefulness, because younger generation, here also we see only 8 people attending, in spite of wide publicity given to this Bhagavad Gita and yoga. I see absent of many youngsters. Here also we see only senior citizens, most of them occupying the seat. Why this is happening? Because practically, yoga is nothing but practical aspect of Vedanta. Spirituality, only God, we cannot see him, we cannot touch him. It is very difficult to understand also, but very easy also if you approach him practically. This is very important. Here, yoga comes to our help. Whatever said in Bhagavad Gita, it's all theoretical. He may be a very good lecturer. I may repeat all 18 chapters very fluently 1000 times. But even then, unless we cannot get the result. But that's what Krishna has very clearly said. I don't have time also. I don't want to bore you with more and more knowledge part of it. But here, talking to this Bhagavad Gita, whatever Krishna said, whether it's relevant today or not. Today I saw in newspaper in India, all over the world, children of the age of less than 9 years old, they are suffering from obesity, and which is root cause of almost all diseases in the world. I think Dr. Niranjan will accept with me. And why in India, more than 85% children are affected. All over, even in America also, it is happening. Krishna in the beginning itself, he has given solution for that. For everything, as Dr. Prabhakarji and Dr. Arosa have put it beautifully, for everything you have got a solution here. for everything. Here for that also, for the present day problem. Today in newspaper, today I read in the morning, and I immediately recollected Krishna's answer for this. Yuktahara viharasya, yuktya cheshtasya karmasu, yuktya swapnava bodhasya, yogo bhavati dukkhaha. See, very clearly, long back Krishna has stated, Yuktahara viharasya. Take the food, what is yukta to you, what is relevant to you. Not too much or too less. Why do you take to? Even today, what we are doing, according to statistics, medical science statistics, till 1990, this problem was there, not there in India. After 1980, because of the globalization, lot of economic development and advancement, India is richer today. Many countries are richer today. We started eating more and more. Krishna, in the beginning itself, he has given solution for the Uttahara Viharasya Yuktesya Karmasu. And we are not doing any exercise. Dr. Prabhakar ji knows, when I started classes at 5 o'clock, people used to come, Chali sir, 8 gante madi, but you start at 9 o'clock. Even today, when I am present at there, and sometime Prabhakar ji and I was sitting alone without student. We have faced such situations also. Because we are not putting into action whatever Krishna said, only we recite sloka and we close this and we put the Karpura Mangla and keep it and say we have to say, unless we put into action. And another thing, the religion, Krishna has never said anywhere about religion here. I belong to Hinduism. That's why this is not religion. This is a universal Satya, truth message given by many people. They say this is religion, Hindu religion. No, nowhere it is said. It's Sanatana, 1,000 crores of years back. Krishna said, I have taught this to Surya Bhagavan. When was Surya Bhan? Nobody knows. There are crores and billions and trillions of Suryas there in the world. It's all created by Sri Krishna. Krishna himself says like that. When that is the case, when we want to get, and he has given so many solutions in Karma Yoga, and as a yoga teacher, I concentrate the yogic part of Bhagavadgita, whatever he say. He has given many solutions. In Ashtanga Yoga, Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi, everything we cover step by step one. Even in yoga for Arjuna, he has very clearly given all these formulas. For example, how to do pranayama, how to sit. He has given Samam kaya hiro grivam dharayan nachalam siraha samprekshan asikagram swam dishashanava lokayan. How to sit, he has given asana, how to sit for dhyana. Very clearly I mentioned, we don't do it at all. When I ask people to sit straightly, they search in Veda, they have to search for the wall to take a rest. This is, everything he has given, solution is there, and he has given the path to reach him also. I have thought many times, how to reach God? Is it possible? See, entire life, it is not enough. Then what is the use of doing all this? We can sleep. Say, Krishna said, this December month is very pleasing for me. I also once said that it's also very pleasing for me. I take a rug and sleep up to 11 o'clock. Very pleasing. Krishna, what he said is correct, 100% correct. Very pleasing. Very pleasing. See, that is not his intention at all. And we should know how to treat our own body and mind. In Dhanurmasa, you get up at 4 o'clock and did all these things, whatever Krishna said, we get such a resistance, we can face anything else. Agni we can face, even cold we can face, ice we can face, everything we become Shiva ourselves. That's what he has said. If you don't put into practice, it becomes a theory at all. For everything he has given how to meditate, and this Yama Niyama also throughout Bhagavad Gita is given. We forget all those things. We don't put into action at all. And here, even in my class also, I start my class, I never teach pranayama, pratyahara, anything to them. I never go to dhyana at all. I ask them to practice. I spend nearly 10 to 20 classes for yama niyama. Unless we do yama niyama, then there is no meaning in doing any asana. We see everything jumping directly into theory without even iota of practice. An ounce of practice is better than a pound of theory. That's what I follow. That's what yoga says. Krishna Yogeshwara. And he has 100 times, 1,000 we are told about yoga. If we don't follow yoga, and there is no meaning in going to Bhagavadgita, it becomes a theory. We may get some punya, so many things we may get by reciting, and vibration may be there. Something may be there, but if you want to get ultimate God, we must put into practice. In fact, I try to put into practice so many things. In fact, this one he has Advaita Sarvabhutanam Maitra Karuna Evacha Tirmamo Jalankara Samadukka Sukakshami. We should love each and every creature in this world. I started practicing this. Is there any use in this? While going for walk, I come across several cows and calves in our area. In India, it is possible. We are fortunate sometimes. I used to interact with many cows, and whether mentally and spiritually, I wanted to see God inside them. Every day I used to feed. Even Bhagavata clearly it says we have to see God in each and everybody. We should not differentiate between a Chandala and a Brahmajnani. I started this one practicing a little. I am not a master of that practice, but gradually I see, experience a little by little the presence of divinity in all these things. Divinity. When I give a small piece of bread or banana to the each to follow me, and I was surprised. Some of the cars, when I go for a walk, it comes behind me always. See, there is a connection between God and the divinity residing in that. If we connect with them, then we are connecting to Krishna only. That's what he said here. If we don't do it, it becomes a theory. And I used to interact with one of the person from BBMB who every cleans the road, and for us he lifts everything, all garbage he lifts. I interacted with him. Krishna has said God is there in him also. And daily I used to speak to him, particularly during Corona time. I used to search God in him. I told him, what are you doing? What is doing? No, sir, I am doing my duty. Corona is there, or otherwise I have to do my duty. I have to clear this. I don't care what is coming, sir. I saw God's words in him. I told, sir, Dura ninskole, sir. I am wearing this mask. Don't come near me. See, Karma Yogi, he is doing that. And I saluted him. Practically, this is what I did. And I got satisfaction with them. Every day, even today, I offer me whatever is there in my packet, chocolate, what is I speak to him. Once I was caught up in a street. He stopped his vehicle and came to me and spoke to me. You see, if he go beyond the some of the rituals in our religion, if you go beyond that, whatever Krishna said, if we put into practice, I think we are going to at least a little bit, we are going to see God. This is my experience, even as a yoga student. Even today, I feel I'm a student. I don't want to elaborate. It's already 8:40. I once again heartfully thank, because Mukam Karoti Vachalam, I remember always Dr. Prabhakarji, because always I repeat this. He is, I can define him as a set of universities, not one university. Set of, at the age of 84 years, can you imagine the person every day free of cost, calling people will not be interested. Bandre, Kutkolde class, Bandre, Kutkolde. I have not seen anybody, sir. I'm very sorry for repeating this. I have not seen anybody. I am not praising you. This is the truth. And when he asked me to speak few words, I am not a big scholar. I have not gone through this literature and Sanskrit also. I don't know. I don't know anything. I'm still a learner. When he asked me to do something, I will go through everything. I take some responsibility to do that. I get lot of knowledge. Some knowledge we get. The mokam karoti varte. Even, yeah, as a fool, I said, but he gives some knowledge. It makes me kriya, karma, he makes me sure. That's why he is really a guru. I prostrate at his lotus feet. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. He makes not only me, many people has come to him and he motivates them. And that jnana all automatically it sprouts from inside. That is Guru. I feel all Krishna is doing everything through you, sir. So with this, I want to conclude my speech. I thank Dr. Arora for the enlightened us in his views and his experience as a doctor. And all others who recited today some of this sloka. This hearing Bhagavad Gita of Vishnu Sahasranama, he says, as a yoga student, I also use some mantras here. Mantras have special effects. Even if you don't understand the meaning of this, it creates such a vibration. Even if you don't understand the meaning, put into action also, it has definitely some effects, some vibration. That's why even if you hear this Bhagavad Gita or some Vedic sloka, it has effect, no doubt. And my guru, Dr. Rangapriya Mahaswami, used to say, see, when you keep a cup of water, this is religious side, and all mantras are absorbed by them. That's why even if you're layman, if you're a fool, don't worry, take this tirtha and you get energy. That's very useful. So even hearing Bhagavad Gita, our NVK students also, they enlightened us by reciting beautiful Adhyayas Bhagavad Gita. I am thankful to them also. And Anjaney Prasad, Dr. Anjaney Prasad, he does wonderful job. I know his job is very difficult to spend even few minutes also. Every week, every program, he assists his father. Great salute to Dr. Anjaney Prasad to you. You are doing human service even in America. Very rarely I have seen your personality. I thank all of you, sir, all those who heard this speech, actually participated. Thank you very much. If you have committed any mistake in my views, please excuse me. Then this water and Hamsa Kshira Nyaya, you please to take whatever something relevance in there. Thank you very much. I pray Lord Krishna for bestowing his Ashirvada to all of us. Thank you very much. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayaha, sarve badhani pashyantu, kishchid dukkha bhag bhavet. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Sabam Shri Krishna Arpanastu. Om Shri Guru Namaha.
So,
Thank you so much.
thank you very much. One more point. See, whoever sits in the Guru Peetham, now Neeraj Arora, Gopalji and Prasad and all that, because we start saying Guru Brahma, finished. Whatever Guru Brahma speaks, and therefore there is no debate or mistake or anything like that. It's all Guru Vakya, Brahma Vakya coming out. Because Krishna Parabrahmane Namo Namaha. We say Krishna is not simply Brahma, he is a Parabrahma beyond whom there is no authority at all. So Krishna Parabrahmane Namaha, such kind of Krishna Parabrahma is also making the Surya Bhagavan his student. So that's why, and also Arjuna. So there is a series of students, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A real student, that's why he knows all the problems that is coming in the material world. Sarto, Jignasu, Artharthi, Jnani, and Adarshabha. These are the 4 kinds of people. But who is constant to a guru? Gnani cha. That's why he has spared one full chapter. Gnana Vijnana Yogo Nama Trayodasa Adhyayana, I believe. So this way, every guru knows the itches and the difficulty, and he is always alone. But anyway, even Gopalji also, there will be 1 or 2 or 3 or what, no matter. But you do, because something like the trains bound for long distance or buses and all that, Sometimes the buses used to start from Bangalore without passenger, except the conductor and the driver. Only after going to Doddaballapur or some other distances, one or two fellows used to board the bus. But driver cannot stop. Time is important. Time and tide wait for none. Just at right time, you should start. And that's a beautiful thing. So in this manner, now I ask Prasad, who has given a wonderful talk in Gita Mandal in Indianapolis Hindu Temple. Actually, he gave the first talk, inaugural talk in Gita Mandal. And it so happened that that particular year, the last concluding talk, or in December, they conclude the whole month, the year's program. I happened to give the valedictory for the Gita Jayanti talks. And all the 12 months talks on Gita were dedicated to the Vishwamitra Maharshi by the secretary and president of the Gita Mandal. So like that, some dedication, Vishwamitra Maharshi, because he is one, not only selfish, he became everybody, he became Brahmarshi, but he made Rama, enabling him to become a hero to kill Ravanasura. So he gave all that kind of, so training the student and training himself, both are important, as Neeraj said. So both know the body inside and know the spiritual inside the body, mind and spirit. So very beautiful. Now Prasad ji will talk. Nana Matladu.
Sir, I want to share one small experience in USA. Just if you give permit me, I will just share it a few minutes. Yeah, in California, in San Francisco, last time I visited my daughter's house, it was Krishna Janmashtami. I did my regular puja and all, and Lord Krishna was decorated, everything. Next day, there was some problem with the tap. Water was not coming, and my daughter called a plumber. And she told me, plumber will come, don't talk to him. You will talk too much with him. Just like that. He's a Muslim. And moreover, he's from Russia. Don't talk anything about it. Simply keep it. I just followed in America. We have to be very careful. We cannot speak like what we speak here freely. I told her, don't worry, I will not speak. I will just sit in a chair. I will not speak. And kept quiet. After some time, he did his repair work, and he just saw the idol Sri Krishna, and he asked me, "Sir, do you worship Sri Krishna?" He's a Muslim and Russian. And I told him, yes, yesterday was Krishna Janmashtami, I worship Krishna. Can you give me prasad? He asked me. Yes, surely. I asked my wife to give him some prasad, some murko, kodbala, everything she gave to him. And he kept in his packet and told, looked at him, sir, I am also Sri Krishna's devotee. He said, I was surprised. And I told him, you are from Russia. Yes, by birth I am from Russia. My mother is also a devotee, even in Russia. Many people, we are, even today, every day I carry Bhagavadgita with me. I start my work as a plumber. I open one page, whatever sloka is there, I read it and come to my work. That's what he said. And I said, yes, okay, sir. And I think $40 he charged. My daughter gave me $50. I gave $50. I told him $10 is all right. No, I should not give that. Krishna will never accept it. He went back, brought $10 and gave it to me. And afterward, sir, please wait, don't go inside, don't close the door. I'll bring something. He went into his car. He brought one Bhagavad Gita book and gave it to me. I went to and afterwards I returned it to him. Sir, please take this back. I have got plenty of Bhagavad Gita. I have to take classes on yoga and explain about Bhagavad Gita. Sir, this is for you. I am presenting this. I have hundreds of books with me. I present it. That's what he said. He took a photo with me. And I told him, you are a Russian. You don't know English. How do you? Sir, please open it. It is in Russian only. It's translated into Russian. See, I was wonderstruck. We feel that I am a very Pandit, I am a very great person. No, but there are so many people who look, Krishna is there inside. They are better bhakta than us. That's what I say. I become much more humble person there. We don't know where Krishna resides, with whom he resides. And I could have the darshan of Krishna, that Krishnaష్టami is there through him. So whatever he said, Krishna, I am residing in each and everybody. I think through him, Krishna spoke that day. That's what I felt, sir. Thank you very much for sharing this.
Thank you, Gopal. It's very, very wonderful.
Yes.
And I know we've run long, but I want to give my concluding remarks and sincerely thank Neeraj ji for this wonderful talk. He started by saying he's a student. I remember my flute teacher asking me, "Who's your guru?" And I would say, "You." And he would say, "I have my guru. See that picture there." And he has a guru. He has a guru. Krishna is the ultimate guru. So yes, we all trace, and we're all students, and Krishna is the Jagat Guru, and we are able to follow any little bit of his advice. We are all, in the path of the right living, and so I sincerely appreciate Neeraj ji today. But I want to thank at the beginning Karthik, who's still here patiently, who did the chanting, wonderful chanting. Really enjoyed that. And then Annapurna Bhavani ji, my mother-in-law, she decided from Seattle early morning 5:30. She was up and doing it. So thank you so much. And Sudha sent the recording. And in Neeraj ji's talk, he beautifully took both sides of a believer and a naysayer, and he argued all sides and wonderfully gave this meaning and concept of God by starting with the definition, right, of Bhagwan, of the six qualities. He talked about Aishwarya, Bala, Yashas, Shri, Gnana, Vairagya, and also very beautifully explained how Krishna himself described what is God, right? His own claim of God being a benefactor, proprietor, a best friend. He'd also talked about how it's a seed-giving father of all species, and this wonderful discussion of how Krishna is the source of all spiritual and material worlds, and spiritual journey, right, through the yogas, karma, jnana, bhakti. So all that points, I think Neeraj ji really hit wonderfully to do full justice for the talk. So I really congratulate him for this wonderful research he did, and also the wonderful delivery of presentation and very convincing arguments. And so I also thank Gopal Guruji, who brought a lot of personal experiences and also, talked about the contemporary relevance and the universal message of the Gita. And as a Gita Guru himself, how he has looked at practical application, right, through being a yoga teacher and taking theory beyond just sort of like idea to bringing it to practice. So I really appreciate his knowledge and contributions to this talk. So with that, we'll conclude with the Shanti Mantram.
No, but I want that Neeraj ji to just share after all this discussion, because ultimately, could we understand the meaning of God at all? No meaning.
Yes, Gopalji, thank you so much. Your points were really, really inspiring. What you mentioned about the yoga, that yam niyam come first, rest is all later. So I wholly and solely agree with you on that. And you being a very wonderful yoga teacher, as Prabhakarji was saying, I truly believe what Prabhakarji said about you. So thank you so much for sharing your thoughts and realizations. I would say that all the points were very well taken. Like I really enjoyed listening to you, as well as Prasadji right now just summarized everything. That was also wonderful. So yes, I would say everything was very, very useful and really good. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
So
Thank you, sir. Yeah.
we wish all fortune and success for your Gita Jayanti, which you are going to organize in the temple today. And you are already prepared for that. You have taken the dress code also, suiting to the Gita, Krishna, and Arjuna system. So and moreover, you have presented the Prabhudasa, Prabhupada, I'm sorry. So Prabhupada, he's also very popular teacher. There are gurus and gurus and gurus. And whatever be the guru status that one acquires, they are all mouthpieces of Krishna. And we are
Yeah.
all Arjuna sitting before him, just nodding our head. Yes, 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 and yes. So it is very nice. I don't know, even Rachana must also be there. She must be also having a lot of contributions to that. So both husband and wife, whether X come or Y come, but for Gita class, they will be at first in the classroom, and people will have their own time to come and join. However, that is the spirit of a good guru, because guru must not depend upon the students, must depend upon the subject. Whether one or two or three or no matter, Krishna is your student. Krishna is your guide. So with that spirit, if we go and open our doors and for the class, we are not regretting. Oh, nobody comes and all. And moreover, we have got some students, if at all we give the invitation for that program, sir, I will give this invitation to my grandfather. I said, stupid. This is meant for you also. Your grandfather will leave the country, where he can leave the world, but you have more scope to live. So you attend the program. So that's how I used to tempt them to come and sit at least for some time. Later on, there's no, sir, I got something else to do. Get out. So this is how, but we have to tolerate. A guru must have a lot of patience. Like Krishna, who was told by Arjuna, take me home. I don't want to fight. He sat down on the ground. But any car driver will be very happy to take him home. But this is a special Parthasarathi. See, he has taken
Neeraj ji has to go to the temple to start the program there.
anyway.
Yes,
I'm-
So
Prabhakar
we'll
ji.
conclude. Om Shatamanam Bhavadashitayu Purushashatendriyayushyeventriye Purushashat Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayah Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschit Dukhabhag Bhaved Om Shanti 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 Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदुच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः
Thank you
ॐ
very much.
श्रीकृष्णार्पणमस्तु